It was easy, and then because I've been in it so long, it was easy for me to teach it, you know. And the biggest thing I always tell guys is, you know, you can't teach wide receivers like you're teaching to a quarterback. So we break things down a lot, you know what I mean? We slow things down in the meetings a lot, and the guys they're taking to it well. I think we're ahead in that aspect.
So this, you think this is very similar to what you've already been doing?
It is. What I did at Oregon, what I did at USC, this is pretty much the exact same offense, just different terminology, different letters, and you know, different motion shifts, different things, but the offense is completely the same.
And so what would you say are the best, the things you like most about the capability within this with receivers?
As far as, to me, as far as being a receiver, I think some receivers, you know, they want to go to an offense where, oh, they throw the ball 65 times a game. That's great, but at the end of the day, you start getting drop eight coverage. You don't want to run routes against drop eight coverage all day. So to me, the best thing about this offense is it really keeps the defense balanced, and it gives us a chance to go one-on-one. Like a receiver's dream is to go one-on-one. Defenses, when they play us, they're going to have to play us one-on-one. Like, they're going to have to. And if they don't, then, you know, it'll help us in other areas of the offense. So I think that's the good part about being a wideout in this offense. You'll get one-on-one looks.
You talk about the inexperience of the wide receivers. You have to be, like, really careful, like, spoon-feed them really slowly in spring practice. That's the approach you guys are going to take?
Yeah, well, you don't have to spoon-feed them so slow, but you spoon-feed them in sections. You know what I mean? Instead of just installing plays, you know, we might go formations, motions, then concepts, and kind of build into the play. And when you do it like that, the offense makes a lot more sense. So that's what I think that, you know, I've been doing a good job with those guys, and that's what I think they've been doing a good job even on their own, learning how to break it up. Because that's the biggest thing is, you know, before you can learn plays, you have to learn how to learn plays. You know, do I just learn the whole meal, or do I learn the sides that will eventually, you know, equal the whole dish? So that's kind of what we're trying to do, and I think that's why they're picking it up so well.
Is there obvious expectations of Frank Darby to be the leader of this group?
Definitely. Frank, I mean, I tell Frank all the time, and me and him meet, you know, off-site as far as, like, not in the meeting room. We meet in my office. We talk about leadership. Well, we watch games. We've watched every game from the last season together, one-on-one, going through his mistakes, Brandon Ayuk's mistakes, and just trying to learn the game to where he can also start being a leader. But I'll tell Frank all the time, before you can lead, you got to worry about yourself. You know, you got to take care of Frank. You know, you get caught up into trying to lead everybody else, and then you kind of start wandering off. And this is new for him too. You know, so me and him we're establishing our relationship, and it's been really good. And we talk. I mean, I talk to Frank a lot.
He likes to talk too, right?
Yeah, he does.
Do you and Derek have sort of a game plan with how the two of you are going to kind of share and give out duties, like, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we're both doing the wideouts, but once we started learning the offense, we started realizing that we do need a guy hands-on with the tight ends. We can't just freestyle that. So right now, Derek is leading on the tight ends. I'm leading on the wideouts. And when we can, as much as we can, we try to get together and combine them both. But that's what we're doing it. So he's leading on the tight ends, I'm leading on the wideouts, and then we kind of we communicate all the time, and we do our best to get together. But with the new offense and stuff, it would be unfair to the tight end guys if we didn't give them a lead coach. So we made that change a couple weeks ago.
And what's been your impression of Herm so far, just being here a little under
I'm going to be honest with you, Herm is the best head coach I've ever been around. And as long as he's the head coach of this place, I'm interested in staying. He's awesome. He's very personable, and he gets life outside of football, you know. And I mean, that dude's awesome. I have nothing negative to say about working for Herm.
So is it the three-dimensional way that he, like, interacts with everybody and understands?
I think the biggest thing is just the consistency. Like, you know, you work with guys at different places, and, you know, one day they're hot, one day they're cold, one day they're lukewarm, and, you know, with Coach Edwards, whether he's feeling up or down, he's very consistent. You know what I mean? You know what you're going to get day in, day out. He cares about you as a person outside of just football, and he's like that every single time. And he's about business, but at the end of the day, you can tell that he actually genuinely cares about you, cares about your career, and he wants to see you succeed. He wants to see the guys succeed, but he's just very consistent. Like, you don't ever get switches out of him. You know what I mean? It's always the same Herm every single day, and that's what I love about him, and that's why I'm happy to be here.
Is that something that, for players, it really matters to them, that
100%.
They know what they're going to get?
100%. If you know what you're going to get, anytime you walk into a building and you don't know, it kind of puts you on eggshells and stuff, and I don't really know how to act. You know, they know they can be themselves here. Every player can be themselves, whether they come from the Midwest, East Coast, West Coast, South. He lets them be themselves, and there's nothing wrong with being you know. And I think that's the most comfortable part of being here.
How much can you use that in screening?
Oh, I think it's a staple. You know, because you hear kids get on the phone. You know, you start recruiting kids and they jump on the phone and they're yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir, and then as you keep getting to know them, you start seeing them relax a little bit. You know, so for them to know that, okay, they know they could be that way with me because I'm their position coach or I'm recruiting them, but then for them to step in the building and realize, wow, I could be that way with the head coach too. I could be that way with the defensive coordinator and everybody. I think that's a huge. I think that's why when players come up here, they feel it immediately. I do.
And this is a majority staff.
Yep.
One of the most in the country.
Yep.
And mirroring teams, players, right? So how much, and younger staff now,
yes, sir.
Being younger. So what do those factors impact recruiting, engagement with players, and those kinds of things?
A lot. You know, I think it's a new era. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that the older coaches, you know, are out there. I mean, you know, Herm's been doing it for a while. Mar's been doing it for a while. I think they fit. You know, I think that they're still them. You know, they're legends for a reason. But I do think in recruiting with this era and the era of social media and internet and et cetera, I do think that you have to relate to that. You know, you got to relate to that and you got to be able to connect to the players, and you know, I think it helps recruiting a lot.